The story begins with Dr. Evil, a brilliant but eccentric scientist who was obsessed with genetic experiments. His goal was to turn ordinary dogs into super dogs, dogs that wouldn't need training or even human assistance. But the city's mayor had rejected his project. Humiliated and furious, Dr. Evil became determined to prove everyone wrong and shock the entire city with his experiments. One day, his assistant, Cad, brought in a stray beagle he had found wandering the streets. Dr. Evil prepared a powerful experimental serum, but before he could begin, the frightened little dog panicked and tried to escape. In the chaos, he knocked over several containers filled with the super serum. The serum spilled onto him and quickly entered his system. Almost instantly, his DNA began to change. Astonishing superpowers started developing inside him. Dr. Evil tried to capture the dog, but he had no idea that this tiny beagle had just become incredibly powerful. With one massive burst of strength, the dog smashed through a steel wall nearly 30 feet thick and escaped the lab. The facility was thrown into chaos. Fires broke out everywhere, and within minutes, the entire laboratory was reduced to rubble. Now the little dog was alone, hungry, and completely lost. He wandered through the city searching for food and eventually found himself digging through a pile of garbage. But the area already belonged to 3 larger stray dogs. Since he had no idea he possessed superpowers, he got scared and ran away from them. As he sprinted through the streets, he suddenly ran straight into an oncoming car. The driver slammed on the brakes. The car belonged to Dan Unger, a former police officer. Dan quickly stepped out and was shocked to see that the dog wasn't injured at all. Looking into the dog's innocent eyes, Dan smiled. To him, the little beagle seemed like an angel. Without thinking twice, he decided to take him home. What Dan didn't realize was that the impact had left a huge dent in his car. The dog sniffed Dan's shoes and began licking them affectionately. Somehow, he could sense that Dan was a genuinely good person. Dan immediately grew attached to him and introduced him to his son, Jack. Jack, however, was still upset with his father. After Jack's mother passed away, Dan had quit being a police officer so he could spend more time with his son. But in reality, his new job as a security guard kept him busy most of the time, leaving Jack feeling lonely and ignored. Dan decided to name the dog Shoeshine because he wouldn't stop licking his shoes. Jack wasn't very excited about keeping a dog in the house. The next day, after Dan left for work and Jack went to school, Shoeshine was left home alone. Before long, he smelled dog food. Following the scent, he discovered a box full of canned food. But when he tried opening one of the cans, he accidentally used far too much strength. The can exploded apart, splattering food all over the walls. Shoeshine panicked. He was convinced his new family would throw him out if they saw the mess, so he desperately tried cleaning everything up. Just then, a mailman arrived at the house. Hearing the noise, Shoeshine peeked through the window and started barking. The mailman playfully teased him. Shoeshine barked a little louder, and suddenly, the window shattered. Even the lenses in the mailman's glasses cracked from the force of the bark. Terrified, the mailman took off running. After he left, Shoeshine turned around and spotted a tennis ball underneath the couch. Excited, he rushed over to grab it, but with one careless tug, he accidentally ripped the entire couch apart. A little later, Jack came home from school. The moment he walked inside, he froze. The house looked like it had been hit by a tornado. For a second, he honestly thought someone had broken in. Furious, he shouted, "Who did all this?" And then, to his complete shock, Shoeshine answered, "Sorry, it was an accident." Jack's eyes went wide. He couldn't believe what he had just heard. But Shoeshine was just as shocked. He had no idea humans could suddenly understand him either. The two stared at each other in disbelief. A little while later, they headed to a nearby park. Still trying to process everything, Jack looked at Shoeshine and asked, "Okay, start talking. How did you get these superpowers?" "I don't know. There was this lab, some creepy humans, and a lot of glowing red and blue liquid. And after that, everything just changed." While Jack and Shoeshine are still talking in the park, Jack's friend Molly shows up, with her adorable female dog Polly. The moment Shoeshine sees Polly, his tail starts wagging uncontrollably. He smiles and whispers to himself, "Whoa, is that Miss Universe or what?" While Molly chats with Jack, Shoeshine quietly sneaks over to Polly and starts talking to her. Of course, Polly has no idea he's a talking dog, so she just barks back politely. After a few minutes, Molly and Polly leave, and Jack decides to test Shoeshine's new powers. What happens next blows his mind. Shoeshine shows off super strength, super speed, and even super hearing. Jack can't believe what he's seeing. Suddenly, Shoeshine's ears perk up. He can hear something from miles away. It's Molly and Polly. They're screaming for help. "They're in danger," he shouts. "I have to go." Without wasting a second, he sprints down the street, and that's when he realizes he's not just fast, He can fly. Shoeshine leaps into the air, and for the first time in his life, he's flying. He crashes into a few things along the way, a billboard here, a lamppost there, but he still makes it just in time. Using his super speed, he defeats the robbers and saves Molly and Polly. Polly only sees a blur in the sky, a flying dog who came out of nowhere and saved them. By the time anyone looks back, Shoeshine's already gone. He quietly returns home, exhausted but proud. When Jack gets back from school, Shoeshine tells him everything, how he broke a few things again but saved the girls. Jack smiles and says, "You don't need to apologize, Shoeshine. You just saved Molly and Polly's lives." He promises, "I won't tell anyone about your powers. It'll be our secret." Together, they fix the house, piece by piece, and their bond grows even stronger. Just then, there's a knock on the door. It's Cad, Dr. Evil's assistant. He's been searching everywhere for Shoeshine. Jack nervously says, "I don't know what dog you're talking about." Cad gives him a suspicious look, but decides to leave, for now. Later that evening, Dan returns home. He sees the messy house again and gets furious. Jack has no idea how to explain. How do you even tell your dad that your dog can talk and fly? From that day, Jack and Shoeshine spend almost all their time together. They become inseparable, a boy and his superpowered best friend. Whenever Shoeshine comes home after saving someone, Jack can't help but smile with pride. But one evening, while they're watching the news, a breaking story catches their attention. A jewelry store is being robbed downtown. Without wasting a single second, Shoeshine jumps up, bursts out the door, and races through the city streets. With his super speed and unstoppable strength, he takes down the robbers one by one. And before anyone can even realize what happened, the mysterious flying dog disappears into the night. Jack's eyes light up with pride. He tells him, "You stopped a bank robbery today. You're not just my dog anymore. You're this city's hero." Jack decides to help Shoeshine keep his secret identity. He designs a superhero costume, a red cape, a blue suit, and a bright letter U on the chest. When Shoeshine wears it for the first time, he looks in the mirror, grins, and says, "I'm not Shoeshine anymore. I'm Underdog." From that day on, the little dog starts helping people all across the city, finding lost kids, stopping thieves, rescuing those in danger. Slowly, the whole city begins to know his name. Every newspaper, every TV channel, everyone's talking about the same hero, Underdog, the flying superhero. But far away, in the ruins of his lab, Dr. Evil is still alive and plotting his revenge. He tries to create another superdog using his serum, but every single experiment fails. Frustrated, he yells at Cad, "I need his DNA, no matter what it takes." Cad bows and replies, "Yes, doctor." To get Underdog's DNA, Cad comes up with a plan. He disguises himself as an old lady and pretends to fall from a tall building. When Shoeshine sees a helpless old woman in danger, his heart melts instantly. "Don't worry, ma'am, I've got you!" Flying down to rescue her. But as soon as he catches her, he realizes something's wrong. That's no old lady, it's Cad! Shoeshine tries to break free, but Cad grabs his collar tight. They tumble and slide across the street, tearing clothes, knocking over trash cans, but Cad refuses to let go. After a fierce struggle, Shoeshine finally slips out of the collar and escapes. Cad clutches the collar in victory and rushes it straight to Dr. Evil. Dr. Evil sniffs the collar, a creepy smile spreading across his face. "Now I know exactly where he is." The tag on the collar gives away Shoeshine's location. Meanwhile at home, Jack notices the missing collar. "Hey, where's your collar?" "Hey, must have fallen off somewhere." Later that day, Shoeshine runs into Polly again. She's still obsessed with the mysterious flying dog. Not realizing it's him, she sighs. "I wish Underdog would meet me someday." Shoeshine grins and says, "Call for him, and he'll come." That night, Polly gazes up at the stars and whispers, "Underdog, where are you?" A split second later, a streak of red and blue flashes through the clouds. Shoeshine lands in his full superhero costume. Polly stares, wide-eyed, speechless. The two spend the night flying, talking, and laughing. For Shoeshine, it's the happiest night of his life. The next morning, Jack and Shoeshine head to Molly's house to visit. But at that very moment, Dr. Evil and Cad break into Jack's home. They tie up Jack's dad, Dan, and threaten him. "Call Underdog," Dr. Evil commands. Dan, still unaware that Shoeshine is Underdog, shouts for help. Hearing his owner in danger, Shoeshine's ears twitch, and without a second thought, he grabs Jack and takes off into the sky. Within seconds, they arrive at the house. But Dr. Evil is ready. He traps both Jack and Dan, then sneers, "If you want them alive, you'll give me your DNA." To save his family, Shoeshine agrees. Dr. Evil drains his energy into glowing blue pills, then forces him to swallow red pills that lock away all his powers. Shoeshine is left weak, just an ordinary dog again. Dr. Evil feeds the blue pills to 3 of his own dogs. turning them into vicious super dogs. Now his goal is clear: revenge on the mayor and total control of the city. He and Cad leave, taking their new monsters with them. Behind them remain Jack, Dan, and a powerless Shoeshine. Jack and Dan manage to break free from their ropes. They grab a vial of red antidote pills and escape with Shoeshine. Meanwhile, Dr. Evil storms the town hall with Cad and his super dogs. His plan? Plant a bomb on the roof that will spread his serum across the city, turning every citizen into his mind-controlled servant. By coincidence, Molly and Polly arrive nearby, and Cad captures them too, tying them up as hostages. Soon, Jack, Dan, and Shoeshine reach Town Hall, but by then, Dr. Evil has full control of the building. Citizens gather outside, shouting for their hero. Underdog, underdog. Shoeshine looks down at the city he loves. He has no powers left, but when he learns there's a bomb inside, he doesn't hesitate. He rushes in anyway. Inside, Dr. Evil corners the mayor. "Rebuild my lab, fund me, protect me, or your city burns." The mayor, terrified, is about to sign. Suddenly, the doors explode open. Shoeshine bursts in. In the chaos, Dr. Evil and the mayor both fall. A pocket rips, and glowing blue pills scatter across the floor. Shoeshine grabs them instinctively and swallows one. Within moments, his strength returns. He's back! Underdog has returned. Dr. Evil snarls and orders his superdogs to attack. Underdog dodges through the town hall, leaping off walls, soaring through shattered windows, while the entire building shakes from the fight. Chandeliers crash, but Underdog doesn't stop. He's fighting not just to save the city, but to prove that even the smallest dog can make the biggest difference. Dr. Evil watches in disbelief. Even his superdogs can't defeat Shoeshine. So, in one final act of madness, he grabs the remaining blue pills and swallows them all. Within seconds, his body begins to mutate. He's no longer human. He's become a monster. With a deep, terrifying growl, he steps forward. Time to end this, Underdog. And then, the ultimate battle begins. The two clash in midair, crashing through walls, shattering windows, tearing through the town hall rooftop. Dr. Evil's superdogs surround Shoeshine from all sides, but Shoeshine stays calm. He looks at them and says, "He's using you, just like he used everyone else." His words hit them hard. The dogs stop, then suddenly turn on Dr. Evil. Furious, Dr. Evil smashes a control panel and activates the bomb planted on the rooftop. 2 minutes until detonation. If it explodes, the serum will spread across the city, turning every human into his mind-controlled servant. Time is running out. Shoeshine darts out of the building, racing to Jack. "Jack, I need my costume." He's no longer just a dog. He's Underdog once again. With lightning speed, he flies back into the town hall. He finds Molly and Polly tied up, rips the ropes apart, and sets them free. Meanwhile, inside the hall, the mayor promotes Dan, making him a police officer again. Dan charges in, grabs the antidote, and injects it into Dr. Evil. Within moments, Dr. Evil's powers vanish. The crowd erupts in cheers. The mayor breathes a sigh of relief. Jack looks at his dad, now back in uniform, and smiles with pride. But it's not over yet. The bomb is still ticking. Shoeshine rushes out to the garden. He digs deep into the ground, throws the bomb inside, and leaps away. Boom! A massive explosion shakes the city. The shockwave sends Underdog flying high into the air, his cape trailing through the smoke like a comet. Then, silence. The people stare in horror. Jack's eyes fill with tears. Everyone believes it's over, that Underdog is gone. But then, a faint sound, a small movement in the crater. Shoeshine slowly opens his eyes. He's alive. The crowd goes wild. Cheering, crying, clapping. The city celebrates its true hero. Shoeshine looks up at the sky, gives one last smile, and silently takes off into the clouds. Because heroes don't wait for applause, they just do what's right. As for Dr. Evil and Cad, they're right where they belong, behind bars. And Shoeshine, he's back home, living peacefully with Jack and Polly, finally free to just be a dog, and the city's most beloved underdog. And that was the story of Underdog.